Shalom. Since Yasharala, first foremost start by saying Kal Halyamla Allahayanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashai Bahashim Kodash. Second, I want to say let the elders that rule well, the kind of whether they were honest, especially those who labor in the word and doctrine, to the elders real millstone, beginning with the elder apostles, the elder bishops and the elders on down. Also want to say peace, salutation to all Yakim on the highways and byways that continue to push this truth in honesty and sincerity and through the names of Yahweh Yahawashai. Right, Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. Okay, Yahweh means he is or he exists, and Yahweh Shai means the deliverer, and the Ruach Kodesh should be the Spirit Holy. Okay, and this is the name is supposed to call upon in the Lashon Kodesh or the Paleo Hebrew. Okay, because I said before, the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, these are pure, okay, pure and holy entities, so therefore they must be addressed in a pure and holy tongue, which is the Hebrew. Okay. So this is the name is supposed to call upon, especially so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all among the heathen that may look like the heathen. Okay, but you see that goes back to the patriarch of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on your father's side. All right, so now going into it, these are going to be the Esther chapter 8, verse 17 controversy. Right now, we're going to the word controversy. Controversy basically means a disagreement, right? A disagreement, that's held publicly, okay, or like a typically prolonged heated debate, all right, or basically something that's that's odds, two people that have odds towards something. Okay, so the controversy is that these guys, these antichrists as we call them, basically they claim they made a claim that someone can become a Jew of another nation. Okay, which uh, that's not gospel. Okay, so now going to it. Now this is something that was claimed by these antichrists, namely Pastor David Lynn and Volker Malone. All right, the men of JMS, however, beginning with the beloved elder apostle on down, disagree vehemently. That's where the controversy comes in. And more importantly, this goes against scripture, against doctrine. Just more proof why we call you antichrists. Okay, because you continuously make false claims at your own detriment. As Lord Yahushua said, let's go to the book of Matthew 22, start from verse 29. All right.
Matthew 22.
The book of Matthew 22, start from verse 29, and it says this.
Jesus answered and said unto them,
His name is Yahushua.
Ye do err, not knowing the Scriptures, nor the power of God.
Yeah, so these antichrists, they err, not knowing the scriptures, man. Okay, that's why they only they pick and choose little scriptures here which they break or they interpret erroneously. Okay, and that's to their own detriment, man. And they're speaking great words. Okay, they're speaking great words against the Most High. Let's get that in the book of Daniel. All right, it's like let's go to Daniel 7 verse 25. That's why we we the Hebrew Israelites we come in the volume of the book. We go precept upon precept. All right. So it's good. Book of Daniel 7 verse 25. All right.
Daniel 7. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And these are great words that they're speaking. Okay, saying that you can like anybody can become a Jew, or it's like anybody can become basically they're trying to that's why they speak this thing they call it supersessionism, okay, or replacement theology. This is speaking great words against the Most High, and they're wearing out the saints. All right.
And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
But the point was basically like they're speaking great words against the Most High, talking about that the law is done away with. All right, talking about how basically there's no reincarnation. Basically the things that we claim us as being Hebrew Israelites, they try to dispute everything that we push, which will come in the volume of the book. They say that that they talk about the Trinity. Okay, they talk about so the so-called virgin birth and all these bugged out doctrines that these Christians push. They constantly come against us. Okay, and basically they say that they try to claim that we're wrong, but really what they're doing is they're piling up stones upon their own heads, man. Right? So I said before, this is indeed a worrisome and downright disrespectful. Okay, to use an analogy, I can almost compare it to the insults on women when these T people, you know who I'm talking about, claim to be the opposite sex, the opposite gender, and accept others to accept their claim, not having to endure the complexities and different intricacies that these people in the respective genders experience, man. So you have like a man is gonna just step up one day and claim to be a woman, and vice versa, and that's supposed to be okay. Or the hell the motherfucking no, man. Just to compare, but not really, because our people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we have experienced a pure, absolute hell, pursuant to the book of, pursuing the curses in the book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 on down. Okay, no, that's we always go into that. Okay, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you have endured the brunt of the Heavenly Father, okay, at the hand of this heathen, okay, and that's pursuing the curses that the Most High cursed our people with, because ultimately, uh, we did not keep our end of the bargain. When the Most High gave us the commandments at the hand of Moses, we are supposed to keep the commandments, okay, and if not, we would suffer the consequences. Okay, so that's where the curses come in. You see, so and these curses only they only fell upon the Israelites, okay, upon you Jakes, man. So and here it is, you antichrists or you anti-Christians, you expect to somehow escape all that and hop into the blessings, the reward and the promise of heaven, just because you believe in JC. Come on, man. Nah, okay, it ain't happening, man. So let's go to the controversy. Let's go to the book of Esther, 8 verse 17. All right. Uh, segue to this one right here. The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 17.
Esther 8.
What it says, right?
The cup and and in every province, and in every city whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews.
And this is where I believe this is where the Feast of Purim comes in. The Feast of Purim was when basically, our people, they got a victory over our enemies, namely, I believe it was Hagag, if I'm not mistaken, right? He was trying to, like, he was an Amalekite that was trying to come against, our people, okay, and basically trying to do away with the whole nation. Ultimately, he ended up falling, that backfired on him, and he ended up falling for the trap instead. Okay, and so in this case, because the Most High favored us and actually put had the had the trap that was set for us backfire in our enemies' eyes. Because the people of the land, they all feared the Jews, and they basically wanted to become like the Jews. So basically, like, they converted into Judaism. Okay, and the Apostle Tahar, the beloved Apostle Tahar, he broke that succinctly. Okay, that's what that means. Okay, same way, you can become, if a so-called, anybody can, have an affinity towards a certain race or a certain nation and basically follow their ways. Okay, you call that person, whether it be Chinese or like, Japanese. Okay, you may have someone that's all into like, manga. Okay, they love, the whole thing, the whole Japanese culture, right? And they try to basically like follow that culture, even though they don't have that culture. That person can be termed as being Japanized, so to speak, right? And that was the case here. Okay, same way, in America, America, everybody from different nations in America, they all want to become so-called American citizens, okay, so that they can partake, they can partake, in the freedoms and rights, okay, and privileges of these Americans. But that doesn't that doesn't make that doesn't mean that you're going to partake in the so-called white supremacy, because only white supremacy or the white privileges is really only afforded towards these Edomites, right? That's why the money has the faces on it, okay, or the money has the face on them. That's why everything has been spoken in English, all right? These are examples, but that does not equate you, or that doesn't mean that you can skip, you can switch races, man. Okay, that's bugged out. That's why I use that analogy of these T people. These T people are completely bugged out, man. So the same way with these Christians, they are bugged out, thinking that someone can become, someone can switch races, man, or can switch nationality, right? So it says, let me see, let me get this in the book of Baruch 4 verse 3. Go to the apocrypha for that. Go to the book of Baruch, or Barak in the Hebrew, chapter 4, verse 3. All right. It says right here, it says, give not thine honor to another. All right. And that's what these Christians are trying to do. It says, give not thy honor to another. No, the things that are the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Okay, and the things that are profitable unto us, is the these are this truth, man. Beginning with this truth, the understanding of it. That's why you Christians, you hidden, you can't understand this knowledge. Like Walker Malone, he's a hidden because he can't understand these mysteries. He can't understand, these dark sayings, right? And ultimately, he will not partake in the kingdom because ultimately the kingdom starts with this truth. You see. So that's clear, man. Now also let's get the book of Daniel 2 verse 44. Okay, let's go back here. Ultimately, the Heavenly Father, Lord Yahweh Shai, he set up different kingdoms, right? And it tells in the scriptures that time and chance happen to all men, right? Let's get this.
Daniel 2.
Let's read verse 44. Okay. Give me a minute here.
And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms.
That's the point right there. The kingdom shall not be given to another people, or shall not be left to another people. Okay, and that's the kingdom of heaven. That's why we see, in these days of these kings, talking about right now, okay, right at this very instant, today being the 5th of November, remember the 5th of November, today being that, that fateful day. So we'll see how, the coming weeks, how things turn up. But ultimately, this is a time when our Lord Yahweh Shai is establishing the kingdom of heaven in the midst or in the time of these kings. Okay, that's why, you see the men on the highways and byways, standing boldly in the face of those that, in the face of the enemies. Okay, and you can see that the great trembling, how these people feel. And that's why Walker Malone and his cohorts, okay, and his, compadres, that's why they keep coming against us, because ultimately, they're driven by fear. They're driven by the dread that they know it's coming for them, because ultimately this is going to be a time of payback, man. Okay, so they're trying to escape that judgment, but nah, man, that's not happening. All right. So is there any more here? So yeah, but yeah, that's all for that. So these scripts, they cut all that, they cut all the garbage, man. So with the Israelites, with the Hebrew Israelites, come in the volume of the book. Okay, the curses and blessings only pertain to the Israelites. Okay, you heathen won't escape the judgment, no matter how much you believe, in that false, fake, phony, fraudulent, forged JC, man. Let's get the book of Jeremiah 4:9. All right, JC is not going to is not going to save you. All right. The book of Jeremiah 4:9, let's start from verse 12.
Jeremiah 49. Right? For thus saith the Lord, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
That's talking about you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, our judgment is ultimately the Heavenly Father. He made us to be princes over the earth. He made us to be kings, he made us to rule the earth. Okay, the earth was made for our sakes. Okay.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
Yeah, so you heathen, think you can somehow escape, basically be joined unto us in the kingdom of heaven, hand to hand, shoulder to shoulder, okay, and now have to deal, with the curses that we went through, okay, and you somehow it's kind of, skate into the sunset, man. Hell no, man.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Next one I have here is book of Psalms 75, or is 78. It's like Psalm 75 verse 8. And it says right here.
Psalm 75. But for in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red, it is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them.
And that cup, that drink represents that judgment. Okay, it represents, that sword. You see, ultimately, the Heavenly Father is going to punish the heathen and all the wicked for the wickedness, right? Let's get then Isaiah 45 or Isaiah 14. This is a revenge. Isaiah 14 verse 18. All right.
Isaiah 14. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
Just talking about the judgment of Esau-Edom, the so-called white race, Caucasian race. Ultimately, all the other nations are going to, after they have served the 1,000 years of slavery, okay, they're going to be preserved, and they're going to be given back their lands, but they're still going to pay tribute to the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, they will not be on the same level. They'll be servants, and they'll be subject to payments. All right.
And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
Yeah. So you so-called white people, your fate or your judgment is going to be, that you're going to be done away with. Okay, you're going to be put out. Okay, you're going to be made extinct. Right.
Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land, and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
That's never, ever, ever. Okay, the Most High does not change, man. Okay, what's written shall pass. All right, there's no turning back, none of that. Okay, so just like initially when the Lord gave us the land of Israel, when we were at the hand of Moses, he ordered us to utterly destroy the heathen out of it, not to spare not a single soul, man, as is written in the book of Deuteronomy. Let's get that in the book of Deuteronomy 28. It's like Deuteronomy 7, Deuteronomy chapter 7, starting from verse 1. All right.
Deuteronomy 7. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee.
Yeah, that was the judgment, because ultimately they were going off in the Holy Land, right? So same way now you have these Amalekites, okay, these are so-called Jedabelos, they're going all the way off in their land, okay, the Holy Land. So therefore, that same fate is going to fall upon them as well, okay. And there was none that was spared. There was none that was to be spared. You see, so there won't be any, there won't be any conversions, or any, switching of races, man. That's madness. Yeah, so that's it on that. And so likewise, when the heathen get judged, they will all fall under the punishment. Okay, all together. Just like when us, the Israelites, when it fell, the whole nation fell. Okay, there wasn't any that was spared. Pursuing the curses, it came upon all of us. Okay, there wasn't any that to this day, wherever people are, they're still going under the curses. Look at the book of Job. Was that Job 34? Yeah, Job 34, starting from verse 22. All right. Yeah, so everything that you do, the Most is gonna judge you for what you deserve. Okay, and there's no there's no escaping. Okay, there's no there's nothing you can do. Same as us. Once we broke the covenant, the Most High turned his back on us. And you have to suffer the punishment. You have to suffer the curses, man. Yeah, that happened to, like I said, that happened to you, to you Jakes, and to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and to this day, it's only through our Lord Yahushua that the Heavenly Father, is going to extend His mercy upon us. Okay, if it wasn't for our Lord Yahushua, we'll be done. Okay. Yeah, so like the verse right there, is in, when they're done against a nation or an individual. So the whole nation of of Esau Edom, okay, is going to perish. Is going to be punished. Okay, same with the heathen. Okay, all the heathen are going to suffer their own, the judgments. Okay, that's how it is, man. Yeah, and like so, I mean, moreover, we know the story of Lazarus and the rich man. Okay, Lazarus suffered while the rich man was living it up, man. Okay, then the tables got turned when they passed away. Lazarus represents the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, and the rich man represents Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Then you have the dogs that represents the dogs that licked Lazarus' wounds and his sores, which the dogs they represent these other nations, the heathen. Okay, and look at the book of Amos. In the first chapter, goes into the different judgments that the Lord Yahweh Shai has set for the heathen, okay, for them and ultimately slavery. Okay, in the book of Jeremiah 30 verse 16, tells you that how like, let's go ahead and get that actually. Jeremiah 30 verse 16 is actually one of my favorite scriptures in the Old Testament. It says all of them, every one of them, all the adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And the adversaries beginning with the so-called white man, okay, when you go to the book of Psalms 83, it shows you the list. You have Esau Edom at the top, then you have Ishmael, then Moab, okay, and then the rest of the heathen. So all you heathen are going to suffer that punishment, man. You're going to you're going to drink of that cup, okay? And furthermore, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, these wild men, right? Like, the brother's been going into, the wild man, he was rejected even from repenting, okay? It tells you that in the book of Hebrews, Hebrews 12 or 17, right? Let's get that. The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, all right? Where are we? Verse 17. Let's start verse 16, all right? Yeah, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he's the most profane and is ultimate fornicator. Okay, through the way he deals with the earth and the way he he is he's rebellious against everything that the Most High does. If you think that's that pertains to righteousness, this man goes against it. Yeah, so that's your that's what you so-called white people have. You've been rejected. Okay, don't be a single Edomite that's going to, that's going to be spared. Okay, that's going to be to even have any chance. All right, let me get this in the book of I'll end with this, the book of Second Esdras, right? So, however, here is Second Esdras 2, start from verse 2, start from verse 2, yeah, Second Esdras 2, verse 10, right? It says, Thus said the Lord unto Esdras, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I would have given unto them. So that hasn't changed, okay? That was promised to them back when the Heavenly Father made the promise unto Abraham that his seed will be blessed. Okay, so that goes on to, that's still in effect to this day. It says the glory also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles which I had prepared for them. Talking about, our people, you so-called black Latinos and Native Americans, beginning with the elect. All right. Verse 12 says, "They shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor that goes into immortality. They shall neither labor nor be weary." That means, if we're not laboring or being weary, that means we're in power. Okay, that means, therefore, the other nations are going to be doing, the laboring. "Go, and ye shall receive prey for a few days unto you, that ye may be shortened." Right? It's like that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. And who's the kingdom for? The kingdom is for, as Lord Yahushua said, as it's written, our salvation is of the Jews. All right. It says, take heaven and earth to witness, for I have broken the evil in pieces and created the good. For I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Yoshai. Right? Let me go to verse 18. It says, For thy help will I send my servants. Says it was supposed to be Isaiah. It says, For thy help will I send my servants Isaiah and Jeremy, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for thee 12 trees. But that goes into 12 tribes, right? That's why in the kingdom of heaven there's going to be four gates, right? Yeah, it's going to be like how does it go? Let me see. Let me just jump down quick to actually come back here. But let me get this quickly, and then I'll go back. I want to get this right. It's going to be like gates for every nation, for every tribe, right? Yeah, beautiful. It says Revelation 21 verse 21 says, and the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of one pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent as glass. So the 12 gates, that's for the 12 tribes. So therefore, you answer Christ saying that you can become a Jew, or that you can switch, nationality. So if you switch, what tribe are you gonna switch to? Okay, so that right there, it shows you how backdoor that statement is, because there's 12 tribes of Israel. So which tribe are you going to belong to when you want to switch? Okay, it's not happening, man. So back in second Esdras 2 verse 18 says, "For thy help will I send my servants Isaiah and Jeremy, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for thee 12 trees laden with diverse fruits, and as many fountains are flowing with milk and honey, and 7 mighty mountains, whereupon there grow roses and lilies, whereby I will fill thy children with joy." Right? "Do right to the widow, judge for the fatherless, give to the poor, defend the orphan, and clothe the naked." That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. The men of the Lord out there preaching the word. Okay, we are doing right by the widow. Okay, we are judging the fatherless, and we are giving to the poor. Okay, by feeding you the word. Okay, by showing you the judgment of the Heavenly Father, and showing you what he delights in. Okay, and we defend the orphan. Okay, and we clothe the naked, man. This truth. Verse 21 says, heal the broken and the weak, laugh not a lame man to scorn, defend the maimed, and let the blind man come into the sight of my cleanness. All right, and it says, keep the old and young within thy walls. Wheresoever thou findest the dead, take them and bury them, and I will give thee the first place in my resurrection. And that's us going out in the houses and barbaries, and bidding, raising up these bones, okay, which represent the elect. Okay, that's in the book of Ezekiel 37 chapter, right? Number John verse 27 says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance." That's for the elect of Israel. The elect of Israel, which are going to be the ones that that take heed. Okay, the ones that watch and pray. Okay, and believe in all Lord Yahweh and endure to the end. They're going to be, they're going to be blessed in these times. Here's the point of verse 28. It says, "The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, said the Lord Yahweh Shai. So right there it shows you, that there's a difference, man. The Most High, is not going to extend okay, his promises that he promised to his people to another nation. Okay, a new nation you cannot, share in the glory, man. Okay, that's not happening, right? So then we're going to there. If you want to say, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Yashai, Bashim Kakodash, Barakatam to elect, and Shalom to elect. Shalom Akim.